Hi, Heidi here. Before we get into the haul, I thought I'd show you a few things that I found whilst out thrifting that I didn't end up actually buying, but I liked the look of, so I thought I'd show you. This was a medium, so I didn't end up buying it for myself. I really liked the cardigan part of this, but it was actually sewn to this dress, and it's quite expensive to be cutting up, so I left it there. This charity shop is on 2 floors, and the upstairs has quite a large vintage section, which is where I found this jacket, and not really the sort of thing that I would wear, but quite an interesting one. I enjoy seeing interesting things, even if it's not something I'd personally wear. I liked this quilted grid sort of pattern on the black parts of the skirt. I'd quite like to recreate the effect at some point. I very rarely try things on in a charity shop, but for this dress and the next one, I wanted to try them on because they were quite expensive. So I wanted to make sure it would be something I'd wear and actually like. I tried them both on over what I was wearing, so I had to imagine this without the asymmetrical top underneath. This was actually in the same shop, but I was upstairs in the vintage section for this one. I've got another collective haul of recent purchases to show you, and quite a few of them are actually in the sort of style outfit that I'm wearing right now, kind of desert dystopian sort of look, which I thought was quite a fun coincidence. Of course I've got a few other bits and bobs that don't really strictly fit into that, but it's nice to have a bit of a theme. I've got one thing to show you that I didn't actually buy second hand, which was quite rare for me. It's this bag that I got in TK Maxx, and I really love the style. I mean, you could style it in lots of different kinds of ways. It could be a more cyber look, sci-fi, or it could even go with this sort of outfit as well, which is what I really need for a bag like this, just be really versatile. It's got this strap bit across here, which I'm not really sure what that's. Oh, it's to put on a suitcase on the handle. I just realised that. So that's a handy feature, and otherwise it just looks like a nice detail. It's quite a simple bag really, but great for every day. That pocket on the inside, and I like the mesh. And I paid £40 for this. I also really like the straps. I just like there's no end hanging off it. I've got 2 things that I bought online, both from Vinted. The first thing, I think it's supposed to be some sort of activewear top. I really like the stripes and the overall design, and it's got thumb holes too, which is always lovely. And it is very tight fitted, as you can probably guess from the size that it is now. I'm fairly sure it's just fast fashion, but it doesn't actually have any sort of brand on it. So I would assume it's something like Shein. I have worn it a few times already. The second thing I bought on Vinted was this band t-shirt, and yes, it's rather too large for me. I bought it off a guy who was selling a few different band t-shirts, and it is actually official out of line merchandise. It's extra large, as you can see. This was the first Crom album that I ever listened to, so it's really awesome that I got it on a t-shirt, and it's also got the name of the album on the back as well. So I will definitely be doing some sort of DIY with this, as this kind of oversized is not my thing. This is what it looks like at the moment. I could probably make it a dress, but then I don't know how much I'd wear a dress that was a band thing. I'd probably prefer it as a top, but we'll see. So now we're on to charity shop things. So I got these because I've recently got back into doing a bit of running, which is fun, but my other leggings, they're not running leggings, like they don't stay up. It's not fun. So I got these to try, and as you can see they are a fun colour, and they've got these mesh panels in the side, which I really like, and they are kind of 3/4 length, or like not quite full length. But that's fine. Yeah, fairly sure they're some sort of fast fashion. It says size small to medium. And they were £3.99. This coat I bought, I think maybe around March time, and it was on sale because of course I'm not going to need this for a few more months, and I ended up paying £4 for it, which was amazing for this kind of coat. I do already have a kind of fluffy jacket, but I've always really wanted this kind of long fluff. The one that I have at the moment, it's just kind of flat. Yeah, I'll redonate my other one, and I will have this for next winter. And it's by Oasis originally, extra small. It took me a short while to work out how to do it up though, because the hooks are kind of buried in fluff. I might put some extra fasteners over the top, just for a bit of extra detail. And pockets, of course. I put this in the wrong pile. This was also a vintage purchase. This one I actually bought specifically for a wedding that I'll be attending next year, and the dress code said no black or dark colours, which slightly personally attacked. But I found this to wear. It looks very elven to me, I think, kind of a fantasy sort of look, so that'll be fun to wear for the day, and I'll keep it as well, just to wear for other things that I would require such a thing for. Oh, and it's by Phase 8. Now, the rest of what I have to show you all fits within a kind of dystopian desert dweller sort of style that I am sporting today. So first up, it's this see-through t-shirt. On the seams here, it's got this kind of different greyish colour with the stitching on it as well. It looks quite a lot like something you'd see from Silo Fashion. I do have a jumper from them, but it looks that kind of style. I love details like this. And it is significantly longer in the back. I am going to reshape it slightly because I feel like it kind of scoops a bit too much along the back. So I'll just alter that a little bit. It's from H&M Divided originally, and I do find that they do quite a lot of alternative wearable stuff. So small, and it was only £2.50. I'll try this on now as well, actually. It works so well with this outfit. So yeah, this is what I mean about the back. I love that it's see-through. And I really like these kind of semi-see-through layering things that are a little bit floaty. This one, I didn't actually buy it to wear it. I bought it purely because of the fabric, because I really love this texture, and just adding kind of panels of this fabric to various garments just really gives it that sci-fi dystopian kind of edge to it. So this I will be chopping up in various ways. The brand is Wallace, and it was £4.25. This maxi skirt was a very exciting find. So it's got all of this knitted fabric around the top, and then it comes down into these sheer panels here. Now I am thinking of doing a bit of alteration to this, and it's Per Una Special, which is a Marks & Spencer's brand. I really like finding kind of older Marks & Spencer stuff, because it's actually quite alternative a lot of the time. Obviously just on its own with a flowery top you're not going to think anything of it, but styled in a certain way it'll look really amazing. Oh, and it was £4.50, which is really good for a maxi skirt, and it is a size 12, so it sits really nice and low on the hips for me. Now, I did have a very similar dress to this a few years ago, but I sold it, or donated it, I can't remember which one, but basically I passed it on because what I had really wanted was a dress that actually had adjustable ties at the side. The previous one I had, it was just elastic. But this one, I found exactly what I was looking for. And I mean, the fabric is a bit thinner than the other one, but that does mean that it will be great for summer and just to layer up in the winter as well. And it is, again, it's fast fashion. It is coming off on the collar a bit here, but that'll be easy enough to fix. So with this one, the ties actually adjust, and you can even make it into a top as well, which is really amazing. I know I always bang on about it, but versatility is something I love to have in my wardrobe. £5. These shorts I will have to do a bit of alteration with, mainly because they have zero stretch, and I mean I can get them on and do them up, but because they've got no stretch, it's just not very comfortable. I'll probably actually use that fabric from that skirt to put some side panels in, just to make it more comfortable. But what really drew me was these black buttons and the popper details, and then it's got the back pockets as well, which do actually undo and they're proper pockets, which is always a plus. And these are actually another item from H&M Divided. These were also great price, £3.50. When I found this dress, the first thing I thought, this looks like something that Lip Service would design. A kind of military inspired design, but especially these rivets. Do you see the vision? Yes. I love things like this where it kind of gives the illusion of simple, but then when you look at all the details, it really fits, you know. And it was a little more expensive. It was £9, which I wouldn't usually spend on something in a charity shop. However, for this kind of style, like I've never seen anything else like this, so I was willing to spend a bit more. And it is a size 10 again, Marks and Spencer. What was I saying? And it's from a portfolio collection. I've not actually seen that one before. And the only thing with this is that it's quite loose at the fit. It's a size 10 anyway, but even then I think it's supposed to be a very loose design. I'm debating whether to turn this into a top and skirt. I haven't quite decided yet. I'll wear it a few times and see how I feel, I think. I have quite a few dresses for this video, so here is another one, and it's another of this kind of see-through loose knit. Like, the label's really interesting as well. It does look like it could potentially be vintage. And there's a little tag that says 1 on it, so I'm guessing they use their own kind of sizing, because British sizing doesn't really use 1, 2, 3. £14 for this one, so I decided I was definitely going to try this on before I spent that amount of money. Got these kind of tattered bits on the end of the sleeves, so yeah, this was a very exciting find. The last two things I have to show you are more of a traditional kind of Gothic style, and this one was £15, so I did try this on before buying, but judging by the label, I am 99% sure this is proper vintage. My guess would be 80s, based solely on the fact that it has shoulder pads, which I think I will remove. It doesn't look too bad with them in, but I mean, I don't need shoulder pads, let's be real. So I think I shall take those out. It's actually the same front and back, which I quite like, that the design continues onto the back, which you don't always get with modern clothing. And this final thing is the most recent of my purchases. So it's entirely mesh top, and I really like how the hook and eyes are kind of in pairs, if you see what I mean. I think that's really interesting. This one was $4.99, and it's approximately a size small, but it is a little baggy, so I might take it in. I'll have to see. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the colour just yet. I might try styling it, because otherwise, I don't know if it would have the same sort of effect without the colour. So yeah, I will try styling it as is a few times before I make any decisions. And it's another Marks and Spencer's item, but it's St. Michael's, or St. Michael from Marks and Spencer, which I know is definitely a vintage item. I think this is pretty much what I've bought this year so far, maybe just excluding like January and February kind of time. Yeah, apart from that, this is all that I've bought this year so far. If you want to see any of these items styled into outfits, then keep an eye out for my lookbooks and other outfit videos. I don't really show things styled in hauls because I like to show it just as it is. If you had a favourite item or kind of a collection of items, then let me know what they were down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!